Hello, Sagittarius, adult Sagittarius ladies. Welcome to your reading. So let's find out what God has been trying to tell you, Sagittarius. What have you been trying to tell the adult Sagittarius? Okay, so Sagittarius, the first one we have is immature guardians. Then we have start with what you know or have, the rest will flow in. And then we have who are they? So let's see what the underlying issue is. We have drink more water. God and its delegates are protecting you. Have they been kind to you? Then we have everybody makes mistakes from time to time. Learn from the past. And know who to ask. So it looks like we have a case of being badly influenced here. Okay. So whoever you were learning from, they didn't teach you to be very compassionate. Drink more water. To drink more water means to be more loving, because water talks about emotions, okay? Because this is talking about immaturity, so it can't be actual water that God is talking about. This is a psychological issue. The next card to come is do not cave to peer pressure. So those who have been teaching you up until this point, or perhaps this is you have been teaching, or somebody has been teaching you how to interact with the world, and they are missing a vital ingredient, which is water. Okay, emotions, love, compassion. Do unto others as you'll have them do unto you, or treat people the way that they've been treating you. So if somebody's being kind to you, you treat them with kindness. Okay, and that's not what has been happening here. Whatever has been happening here is something that is out of order. Okay, so to be immature is to act out of good order. All right, so God wants you to start with what you know or have, and the rest will flow in. So there is a call for you to reprogram your mind when it comes to how you interact with people. Okay, God says start with what you know or have, and the rest will flow in. So as you interact with the world or the people around you in a more loving way, even though you don't know how to love because you've never really been taught, God is saying that it will all make sense to you if you pay attention to what's happening. Okay, and in a case like this, it's always good to face the truth of where you're at in your development when it comes to loving other people. Because you'd be surprised how many people in this world have not been taught how to love. If a lot of people in this world were taught how to love, the world would be a more loving place. The fact that the world is kind of cold and is kind of is lacking in compassion. People are more about what they could get for themselves and things like that, it shows you that those before us don't really know how to love like that, or the circumstances that the society has put us in has made us turn away from being our brother's keeper or being our sister's keeper. Okay, but God is saying it's not cool to be like that. So then we have, who are they? Who are they? These immature guardians. So God wants you to identify these people. Who are these people in your life who have taught you to be cold, who have taught you to be unfair, who have taught you to step on other people to get ahead, things like that. So whatever cold ways you have, think back on who taught you to be that way. Okay? The underlying issue, God wants you to be more compassionate. God said they did not teach you the right things. These people that you were looking up to and depending on to teach you about the world, they did not teach you the right things. But know that God and its delegates are protecting you. So even though you were going about in the world offending people because of what you've been taught, God wants you to know it wasn't right, but we understand your case. And for this reason, people may find it unfair, but we find it to be well within our rights to protect you. You did not know any better. Okay? So we got, have they been kind to you? So who is God talking about here? Is it the ones that you are offending, or the ones who have been teaching you? It's the ones who have been teaching you, because next we have, everybody makes mistakes from time to time, learn from them. So it's like the people who were teaching you to be this way, they themselves didn't know any better. Okay? So when you're going forward, know who to ask. So if you want to study human behavior and human relations and how to have successful relationships with your family, your friends, your neighbors, how to have successful business relationships, because it's all to do with how you treat people. God says know who to ask to learn these things, okay, including Google. And God says do not cave to peer pressure. So that means use your own mind. Hear what people have to say, but at the end of it all, use your own mind and your own heart to direct you and help you to decide who you want to be, how do you want to act, how do you want to interact with the world around you. Okay? So don't let nobody force you into being how they are. It's like you drive on your fucking road and let me drive on mine. Please and thank you. Okay? Right. Because at the end of the day, you still have to take accountability for your actions. So that's why it's very important for you to have control over your own mind and your own body. Because God is, after a while, like how this message has come to you now, you've been made aware. So the rules change slightly for you. Once you know better and you don't do better, it's different to when you didn't know any better. So when you didn't know any better, you were living by a certain type of rule and you had God's protection. But for you to know better and not do better, that's a different level of an offense being committed, because now you know. You see, so it's very important how you go forward from this time forth. Be more clear in your mind. God says you need to look outside your immediate circle for answers. Okay, so those who you thought you could rely on to teach you about life, they took you down the wrong road. So now it's time for you to find your own way. There is always a way. Okay, and one clue that I could give you when it comes to interacting with the world is you do not always have to win. Another clue I can give you in successfully interacting with the world is you do not always have to be right. Sometimes win, but let them think that they've won. Sometimes be right, but let people think that they are right. Another thing I can teach you about this world is you do not always have to fight the battles that come to you. Pick and choose which battles you choose to fight wisely, or else you will get tired. Okay? Not every dog that barks at you, you need to pay attention to. Okay? So, take a break from listening to people of a negative influence in all their forms. Whether it's people, music, and or reading stuff or whatever it is, just stay away from the negativity. Okay? Because the rules for you have just changed. Your life will never be the same. Okay? So, go in your lane and stay in your lane, and you'll be absolutely fine. All right? Thank you so much for watching, Sagittarius. I hope that this helped you. Until next time, my darling. Bye-bye.